Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Job Breakdown. Today we're looking at Dancer, one of the new jobs that was added in Shadowbringers. Dancer is a ton of fun to play. It is very proc-based, and we'll get into just how much that does, I think, affect the kit, and how I wish it was a little bit less proc-based on some of its abilities. But at the same time, if all the procs come off, you're going to be doing quite a bit of damage. It also has a good amount of utility too, and we'll get into that as well. The basic hit is Cascade. This combos into Fountain. Either one of these has a 50% chance to proc its Flourish. The Flourish has a 50% chance to proc a Feather ability. As you can see, we have one Feather right now. There's a Flourish on Cascade. We got another Feather from it. We use Fountain. We got a Flourish from it, which did not give us a Feather. With the Feathers, you're able to use Fan Dance, which can give you Fan Dance 3. Fan Dance 3, of course, being even more damage. AoE would drop off. You also have an AoE rotation in the form of Windmill into Blade Shower. Each of these also has a 50% chance to flock its Flourish, and if it procs its Flourish, that has a 50% chance to give you the Feather. It's a very proc-based system, and again, I think that its kit does suffer a little bit damage-wise from it, but when everything's hitting, you're doing a lot of damage. And the kit is not just damage, it also has a lot of other cool utilities to it. So we're going to bring up my Chocobo here, just like we did in the Scholar video. If I can find my greens, there they are. I got to sort my stuff again. And we're going to choose Guaranteed here as our dance partner. And then we're going to dance. Now by using the correct steps, you are able to dance, doing a nice amount of AoE with a really long range, just a lot further range than you would think. And you also give that bonus to your dance partner. So now Guaranteed also has the damage bonus that I have. We're going to go ahead and target this so he actually starts fighting instead of just trying to heal me. There is also the technical step. It has 4 steps. You'll want to use all of those, and they will be in a random order every time. And that will give you even more damage off the technical step, technical finish, and your partner will get even more damage as well. Together, this means that you're putting out quite a bit of extra damage because your standard step gives you a nice damage boost, and the technical step gives you a nice damage boost as well. So you're going to want to keep those up, both of them, if you can. You can do more steps in the time limit. It doesn't add anything to the damage, but depending on how many steps you've done, if you've done the correct steps and the right number of them, you'll be doing quite a bit more damage, and we have to pull up the actual ability version of it after we've already started doing it to give you the damage numbers, but I believe it's 246 and 468%. We will check on that as well. As you can see here, I'm also building up this gauge. I will be able to use that gauge to spend on Saber Dance. It just cost 50 Esprit. We get that from dancing along with our partner. There's a lot to keep track of when it comes to your bonuses with dancing, but I think it balances out really well. So under standard finish, it is 2 and 5 if you get both. So we'll get both of those. 5% extra damage for myself and my partner. Very, very nice. You also have a Curing Waltz. Allows you to heal your partner. It's not a huge heal. It's only a 300 cure potency. And your cures are going to be a lot weaker than your healer's cures. But in a pinch, it absolutely can help. And if the healer's dead and the red mage or the summoner is trying to res that healer, you need to switch dance partners to the tank and give them that Curing Waltz if you can. Very, very helpful. Then with technical step, we'll be up in about 10, and we'll show that off. Go ahead and use the rest of these feathers here. You can also get Devilment to increase your crit chances, which is nice. And then Flourish, which automatically grants you all the flourishes. This is a great way to get extra damage in, especially if you have like a trick window and you just can't seem to get a flourish. You can use the Flourish ability to automatically get them. We have enough Esprit, so we'll go ahead and use a Saber Dance, which is very nice. For technical step is 235. 2% for one step, 3%, and then 5% if you get all of them. And still, again, quite a bit of damage. You have Shield Samba, which is your defensive cooldown, just like Troubadour and Technician. You have Improvisation, which allows you to basically continually increase your Esprit gauge while in combat. You have that every 2 minutes. It's very, very useful because you can just build Esprit while you're fighting to be able to get more Saber Dances off, even when you're not, your dances are not up. I have a lot of people that'll ask me, well, hey, Trey, I just started playing Dancer. I know that you really like Dancer. When should I be using Standard Step? Honestly, you should be using Standard Step all the time. You don't have to wait until it goes all the way down to use it again. Because you're going to get some damage from it, too. The damage from Standard Step is not trivial. It's something to keep in mind. From there, you also, of course, have your closed position for your partner. You can end it or to select another one. Very, very useful. You want a dance partner. You get that pretty late, so don't expect people in lower dungeons, dancers, to be able to give you a dance partner because they can't. But still very good ability. The best ability, though, I think, is En Avant. Again, Saber Dance, 600 potency. Very, very nice. En Avant is a dash that you can free aim, and you get 3 charges of. In combat, being able to just suddenly dash in or out whenever you want is extremely useful. And it makes Dancer feel very mobile in a way that a lot of the jobs don't. It's not like a Shikuchi where you have to manually select it. You're gone. You have dashed away. And it makes me wish all the jobs had that, honestly. But it feels really solid. In your support abilities, you of course have Arm's Length, Head Graze, Foot Graze. You have Leg Graze. You have Second Wind. You have Peloton, just as we talked about with the other ranged classes. The other big thing to remember is your procs, right? Most of your damage is built around procs. You're trying to get as many procs as you can. You want to be doing as much damage as you can. Your bar should be full of procs up here. That's what you're looking for, right? That does mean if you don't get the procs, your damage is going to be less than it would be otherwise, which is very unfortunate. I know a lot of dancers that'll get upset because, well, I can't get the procs I want, or we're about halfway through this fight, and the trick attack just went up, battle litany just went off, horoscope is out here, divination's out here, I want to get my damage out here, and I just can't. That's what you have Flourish for. If you can't get your procs, you can force your procs. But thankfully, for the most part, proc rates are pretty good. They're not perfect. As you can see there, I didn't get a single one, but your basic combos still do decent damage, so you'll be able to keep the damage up with that as well. 250 and 300, 550 total for your basic combo. It's not bad, honestly. Of course, if you get a proc, you're doing a lot more, but your basic combos are not too bad at all. In that way, I think that Dancer is really fluid. It's really fun to play around with. You have no cast times. You have no mobility limiting moves. You don't have anything that locks you in place, really. You can kind of just go with Dancer. You can dash around. You can jump around. It feels really mobile, again, and I think that's a very important thing for Dancer, because that's what you want a Dancer to be, right? You want it to be mobile. With all that said, though, let me know your thoughts on Dancer in the comment section down below. I have been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that Dancer has to offer.